Hello everyone. Today we have Dr. Rajeshri Lad with us. She's a musculoskeletal physiotherapist and also an osteopath. So we would like to know more about osteopathy as she has helped and cured a lot of patients with that and it's relatively new year. So let's know about it. What is osteopathy?
So osteopathy at its core, to mention, it's about aligning your body structures. So once the structures are aligned, they do their primary work of healing. The body does the work, the primary work of healing on itself. So osteopathy at its core is basically about aligning the structures in the body. So once the structures are aligned, the body does its own work of healing. So to tell you, there are three ideas in osteopathy. So number one is body is a single unit. So the structures and all the systems are interconnected. So if one gets affected, the other is bound to get affected eventually. That's what it means. Or if one is affected, the other has the consequences of it. So that's number one. Number two, what it believes is the structures and functions are interrelated. And if the structures are aligned well, the function of it is better. And number three is the body has its self regulatory mechanisms and self healing power. So the body is capable of healing and self regulating itself. So this is the third principle or the primary idea I can say of osteopathy.
Wow.
Okay. So that's what it dwells upon when we see the patient. So these are principles that we use to treat our patients.
Okay.
So supposedly if an individual has an injury, the injury could be because of any reason. It can be because of the posture, your routine, or your daily routine activities, or can be trauma, age related. Now, because of this, the structure is malaligned or structure gets affected. Now, once this is affected, the body self-healing capacity. So once the structures are affected beyond the body's natural healing capacity. So our bodies are blessed with the natural healing capacity. That's how we have our immune system and antibodies and our body. So when the external stimuli or the external environment exceed the level of healing capacity of our body, that's when the diseases or pathology sets in.
Okay.
So this is the first part of the principle. When there is an external stimuli or external environment, it alters the structure. The intensity of alteration exceeds the body's natural healing capacity. That's when the disease set. Now, once it's set in, different systems or the other structures around it also get affected. So, be it muscle, fascia, bones, nerves, all of it get affected in some or the other way. So that's when the second principle set in. The structures then malaligned, then the other structures get affected as well. So as they are connected to each other, and once it exceeds capacity of the body, that's when the body is healing up. Natural healing cannot treat it on itself. So that's when we enter in the picture as an osteopath. We are not healers. We think that osteopathy is a healing, some kind of healing, but it's not healing. So instead, we call ourselves as facilitators of health. So wherein we actually facilitate the natural healing of the body.
So how is that procedure like what has the treatment been? Like how do you go on about it? Like now we know what is osteopathy. But what is there in the session? How the patient is if you facilitate the health? How is that done?
There are many treatment approaches in it. So we basically work on different aspects. So as osteopathy concept doesn't follow treating a single joint or a single muscle, it's a whole body approach. So there are many aspects to the treatment of osteopathy, such as we work on your fascia, we work on your bones, we work on your muscles. Fascia is something which covers every organ of your body. Uh, so we work on that. Other than that, we work on lymphatic system and your blood supply, and also work. So there is something called as craniosacral therapy. It's one of the osteopathic approach. So in this, we work on your entire spine and also on your cranial bones. So we work on the mild mobility of your cranial bones and your spinal bones, and that's how your healing is facilitated in a way that your central nervous system, it governs your whole body. So it consists of your brain and spinal cord, and in that also we have sympathetic parasympathetic system, the nerves which arise from your spinal cord, they form these two systems. There is a covering inside your skull and your vertebral column. We call it as the covering, which it's a connective tissue. Yeah, we call it as it's a protective covering to the brain and spinal cord. This contains a fluid like your muscles and nerves, they have blood supply. Likewise, your nervous system has a fluid to provide nutrition to protect your nervous system. We call it as the cerebrospinal fluid, CSS, we call it as. Now, this is as important to your nervous system as blood supply to your other organs and systems. And the movement of this cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, is very, very important throughout your spine and your skull and your brain. If there is a restriction at any level in its path, like throughout your spinal column or in your brain, then the nerves emerging out of it, they get affected. This is in case of vertebral column. If there is any increase in the tension in the covering of the brain, like I mentioned, the connective tissue cover. So if there is any increased tension in the skull, or could be due to trauma, injury, stress, also sometimes leads to increased tension or stress at the level of your connective tissue. So, and since this covering is a connective tissue, it affects the same as well. There are parts of brain, especially like there are glands. Pituitary gland is this. It's a master hormone gland, as we all know, which governs all primarily the hormonal system in the body. So when there is increased tension, it also affects, I mentioned, one structure affects the other. So when there is increased tension in the covering, it also stresses the gland. Then your hormonal changes starts in the body. That's how the osteopathy works. So considering now that I've told you what happens when there is a disease state or an injury or a trauma, how it affects your spinal column, your nerves and your brain and the structures in the brain which indirectly affects your body. Osteopathy works right there. So correcting the alignment of the bones and muscles and fascia. Along with that, we also have certain manipulations. It's a gentle manipulative techniques or treatments which regulate the flow of CSF. Once the flow of CSF is regulated, then the health of the spine and your brain and the nervous system improves. It also helps with reducing the tension in the covering of the brain, as I mentioned. So eventually, supposedly, if it is affecting your glands or structures of the brain, working with the connective tissue, it also helps with reducing stress on the glands and other structures of the brain. And then that's how the condition is reversed. So now the pituitary supposedly is free of the stress that it was put up earlier. So that's how it works. So it's a very, I can say it's very intricate to work with the skull bones, but that's a part. That's how osteopathy helps. So it kind of brings about balance.
Okay.